Welcome to this month's Template Club tutorial. Today we are making a bunny napkin ring. It's a nice little detail to add to your dining table this Easter. If you didn't know, the Template Club is my free community where I send you a brand new knitted wire template every single month. And if you haven't signed up yet, you can find the link in the description below. Here's the template. You will need approximately 29 inches of iCord for this project, 3mm aluminum wire, needle nose pliers. Here are my scissors and needles. And I'm also going to use this quick dry fabric glue. You can use hot glue as well, and some washi tape to glue the end of the iCord to the wire. If you've seen my work before, then you know that I normally bend a small loop at the ends of the wire. I still think that bending the small loop is the most secure way to do this, but I want to show you another option when it comes to securing ends. Okay, we're going to start by inserting the iCord through the wire. You can sand the tip of the wire if you'd like, or you can skip that and go straight to the washi tape. I'm just going to grab a small little square of tape. Regular tape is fine too. I'm going to stick it to the end of the wire like this, fold the top part down, and then do the sides. Press it together and make sure it's rolled up nice and neat. Now go ahead and insert the wire through the iCord. Make sure to stretch it out lightly and evenly throughout the wire. You don't want to overly stretch it, but make sure it's not bunched up either. And make sure to untwist the iCord. Now that that's done, I'm going to cut the wire here, about an inch away from the iCord just to be safe, and to get rid of this big old roll of wire. Okay, so now we're going to open the end of the iCord here. This is how it came straight out of the knitting machine. It usually grabs onto an extra stitch, and you only want the strand of yarn to be going through 4 stitches. So I'm going to take the yarn out one time. It should look like this. Make sure there's a strand of yarn hanging out here. Mine's a little long here, so I'm just going to cut it. And then I'm going to loosen it up by going in between each stitch and just pulling out some of that yarn, so that I can poke the wire through. Add a little blob of glue, and that's how we're going to secure this. And the reason why I put the washi tape is because if I were to put the glue straight onto the wire, once that glue dries, it can break off. So the tape definitely helps keep that glue in place. Okay, so now I'm just pushing the iCord down a bit, and I'm adding a small little blob of fabric glue. You can use hot glue as well. Then pull the iCord up and over the wire and press that together. Now I'm going to take my needle and pass it through any stitch near the top here and make a little knot type of thing. Hide the rest of the strand inside the iCord. Sometimes it's a little hard to insert the needle when there's glue in there, so just go in through any stitch that is the easiest to do so. Cut the excess yarn off, and it should look like this. This is the front side and the back side. I'm just going to flip this around and fix my iCord up a bit here. And we're going to move on to the template. I'm going to start by lightly curving the wire here to make the shape of the bunny ear. Sometimes it's easier to do that initially before placing the wire directly on the template. I'm going to unroll some of the wire and untwist the iCord. Place it on the template, hold the wire down with one hand, and pull the wire down a tiny bit with my other hand. I'm going to straighten this out a bit to get ready to make a tight bend up here. Pinch the spot where I'm going to bend and place my pliers a tiny bit below that. Push the wire in slightly. Strain the wire a bit to get rid of any wavy parts before I continue to bend some more. Hold the top of the ear in place and bring the wire to the left. I'm going to place my pliers in here next. Do a little twist, readjust my pliers, and then push the wire in. Untwist some of the iCord. I'm going to slightly curve this with my thumb. Align with the template and make my next bend here. I'm going to place my pliers here and push the wire in. Align with the template and bring the wire in. Adjust if needed. I'm going to place my pliers inside here, and I'm kind of aligning it above this bend in the middle here. I'm going to bend a small V shape. Untwist the iCord, align it with the template, then hold the ears in place and bring the wire in to start bending a circle. Now, I think it's actually easier to remove the wire off the template and just curve the circle freely with my hands and then place it back on the template and adjust as needed. Now we're going to move on to step 2. Before I do that though, I want to make sure my iCord is not all twisted up. Then continue to make 2 or 3 more circles or until you reach the end of your iCord. You want those spirals or the ring part of the bunny to be just a tad bit smaller than the circle on the bunny's face. It should look like this. Okay, now we're going to open this up a little so we can secure the end here. I'm going to undo a little bit of this iCord and pass a strand of yarn through all 4 stitches. Cut the extra wire off and push the iCord down. We're going to grab the washi tape again and cut a tiny square. We're going to stick it here like this. Fold the top down and then the sides. Make sure there's no edges sticking out. It should look like this. Now I'm going to put a little blob of glue or a thin line on the washi tape. Scoot the iCord up carefully and pull the strand of yarn to close the iCord. Insert the needle through one of the stitches at the tip here. Make a little knot and press that in together a little bit. Insert the yarn through whatever stitch is the easiest to do so and cut that extra yarn off. Now press the wire back into place. I'm just adjusting the tip here to make it a little more round so it's not sticking out. Now we're going to flip this over like it says on the template here. We're going to open this up by holding onto the spiral with one hand and then grab onto the bottom of the bunny's face and pull up carefully. You want to make sure you do this carefully but firmly so it doesn't bend out of shape. And the spiral or the ring, whatever you want to call it, should be behind the bunny in the center like this. I would love to see you post a picture on the Facebook group, which is called the Knitted Wire Studio. If you found this helpful and you're also interested in learning how to bend names and words, I would love to tell you a little about my Knitted Wire Expert course. It's basically a deep dive into making custom names, bending letters, starting your small business if that's something you're interested in. I walk you through bending exercises with aluminum wire and galvanized steel wire. And of course, my letter template bundle is included in the course along with 4 other bundles with plenty of designs to choose from. There's so much more included in the course that I know will be beneficial if you're trying to advance your skills quickly. If you want to read more about it, just check out the link in the description for all the details. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.